When I left the corporate world to start rabbit farming, many people thought I had lost my mind. Many people thought I had gone crazy. However, in rabbit farming, I discovered white gold. Zimbabwe has got a lot of mines and minerals that are being mined from underground. But I gotta tell you, with rabbit farming, I feel like I'm farming gold right here on the surface. And I would invite you to join me to find out exactly how I have done it.
I don't even know how to start this interview, but I'm super excited to be finally in Harare, and I'm meeting a not very new face. I'm meeting the one and only Bright. This time I didn't call you Brian.
No, you didn't. You got it the last time.
Yes, Brian. It's been a year since we last had.
You called me Brian again. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So Bright, it's been a year since we last had a conversation.
Indeed it has, yes.
How is the rabbit hole?
It's been wonderful. It's been exciting. It's been a learning curve. So much has happened. But I guess I'll need some time to explain everything and tell you everything.
We have
that has
all the
happened.
time. We have all the time. So we are here to listen to your story. I featured you, and a lot of people up to this day, I still get messages of people who are interested in rabbit farming.
Yes.
So I would love to first ask you the very important question. I mean, I'm doing a follow-up interview, so it's only important. Was our interview of any benefit? Did it help you and your company or business?
Absolutely it did. Because I got to tell you, the exposure, the number of people that have been contacting me, Tigress, from all over the world. I had people calling me, and I still have people contacting me all the way from America, Zimbabweans living abroad in Europe, in Greater Africa. People are just contacting me and asking me about rabbit. I dare say I've become quite an authority on rabbit farming now.
Oh, that's called the African Tigress effect.
Absolutely, and it's amazing, I gotta tell you. Yeah.
So I've noticed a couple of changes in this restaurant and the Rabbitry and all that. Maybe you can tell us a little more, like how has it been for you in the rabbit business. But before we get to that, I just thought it would be important to bring people up to speed with who you are and what you do. The stage is yours.
All right, so I've said this before. My name is Bright Makuchete. I come from the corporate world where I worked for many, many years, and I departed from the corporate world in 2012 and then embarked on personal business and personal ventures until I stumbled upon rabbit farming in 2016. And this is where I am now. And I believe this is going to be my legacy. And I'm not going to leave rabbit farming because indeed I found white gold in rabbit farming.
Well, he calls rabbit farming white gold.
Indeed.
Why do you call it white gold?
Well, Tigress, for me, and I've always spoken openly with you. For me, when I started doing rabbit farming, I had a lot of criticism. I had people laughing at me, some thinking that because I was coming from a motor vehicle background, like I've shared before, and big titles in the corporate world, people felt that I had kind of fallen from grace. But for me, it was the other way around, because I was making, and I am making a lot more now farming rabbit than I did when I was in the corporate world or when I was dealing cars. So why not? I call it white gold because for me, indeed, that is what it is representing.
And the rabbits are white, obviously. So
Yes, that's where the moniker comes from. It's the rabbits are white, and I'm calling it white gold. Yeah.
did you ever find a time where you felt like giving up?
No, when I started, I pretty much knew and expected that I would get a lot of pushback, a lot of criticism, and yeah, I expected it, and because of that, I kind of prepared myself for it. That is not to say it has been easy all the way. I've experienced many difficulties along the way, but I thank God that I've been able to overcome almost any difficulty that I've come across up to this point. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. That's great to hear. So, what has really changed in the rabbit farming business? What are you doing? What are you doing different now?
All right. So when I got into rabbit farming, I discovered that there was a general feeling that there is no market for rabbit meat and rabbit products, and farmers locally were struggling with market. And as I have intimated before, I decided to look at markets first before I actually started doing the farming. And in looking at markets, I then discovered that the demand for rabbit far surpasses whatever capacity we have as local farmers to farm the rabbit meat. And here I'm just talking rabbit meat only. There are other byproducts such as the fur from the rabbits, the byproducts like your manure from the rabbit and the urine. But that's a story for perhaps another day. But speaking strictly about the meat, I discovered in a very short space of time as I ventured into rabbit farming that there was a huge shortage, a huge gap between the rabbit meat supply and the demand for it. And not only in Zimbabwe, this also affected countries in the region such as Botswana. I've been to Botswana, I've been to Mozambique, I've been to Zambia purely on rabbit meat missions to see what kind of market we could get for rabbit meat. I have paid the school fees, I've done the homework, and I've realized that there is a lot of opportunity, not only for me as a single rabbit farmer, but for Zimbabwe as a country to become a powerhouse for supplying rabbit meat regionally and even globally. So, yeah, the difficulties have come in, but at the same time, the revelations came with those difficulties. And in as far as production is concerned, I know it's going to take us a number of years. By my own projections, I'm thinking 3 to 5 years before we can comfortably say we are now a strong rabbit meat producer. And yeah, that's the story.
Oh, okay. You also mentioned that since the last interview, right now you are doing trainings. You're training rabbit farmers.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
So tell us about how's the training and like what's the goal? How do you go about the training and all that?
I gotta tell you, it's. I think I have to start with the cages. There's been so many developments. In fact, in your previous question, you had asked me what had changed. I don't think I'd fully answered that. So let me address that, and I'll then deal with the training question. With developments within my business, and it is what I call it a business. Many people like to call these things projects or some association related or cooperative related function, but I like to call it a business.
Okay.
I always have.
Good. And to change the angle and just focus on you as you're explaining now the other side of the business.
Tigress, I got to tell you, it's been phenomenal because we've experienced so much growth. I mean, to start off, we now manufacture cages. That's right, we now manufacture the actual accommodation for the rabbits. What has happened is that through research, I've discovered the standard cage systems required for you to farm rabbit so that it is internationally acceptable. You know, international standards involve animal welfare, the proper accommodation, so that a happy animal gives you better quality meat, and also there are countries that are very particular about animal welfare. So in mitigating that requirement, because my idea was to export rabbit meat to the European countries, like what used to happen before. So in establishing that supply line, I discovered the requirements, and one of them was a proper cage system for raising rabbits. And this is how I stumbled upon this new business, where we now manufacture beautiful cages, which I will show you in a little while. These cages are designed specifically to promote, as I said, animal welfare, animal growth, and just a happy environment for the animals. And we are manufacturing them here, right here at the White Meat Company, and we supply them to farmers who want to go into rabbit farming. And then we also supply breeding stock, which is another area that has blown up since our last interview. So many people have contacted us saying they want proper breeding stock for their rabbit farming enterprises. So we've been supplying pure New Zealand whites, as you know from before, and now we've added on the pure Californian whites as well. So this is just another development in the business that has been very, very rewarding for us. And then, as you know, the restaurant has always been there, and in this restaurant we've received a lot more people now. Again, from the expose that you shared with the world, people have been coming here. Some have simply said, when I come to Zimbabwe, I want to come and experience rabbit meat because I saw it on African Tigress's YouTube channel.
That's beautiful.
Yes, so it's been amazing. I gotta tell you, it's been wonderful, really. And we've been receiving people from abroad. We've hosted Zimbabweans living in America. Those families have come here to enjoy rabbit meat, amongst our other white meats, of course. But yeah, it's another area where it's just developed so nicely. And then now, and something that is gathering traction so fast is our Rabbitry, what we call Rabbitry master classes. We're offering Rabbitry master classes here.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, we are. And in these Rabbitry master classes, and already we've conducted so many of them, we have introduced this level 1 to level 4 rabbit training. It's a training, each level is a day's training from something like 10 a.m. in the morning to 3 p.m. People come here, we train them on how to properly run a rabbit farm successfully. I mean, people have been doing it as backyard farming, but now we are encouraging people to do it as a business, like how we are doing it here. So people come here, we train them from level 1 to level 4, and then when you get to level 4, you're certified. You are a certified rabbit farmer, and yeah, that's also been gathering so much momentum.
So, what kind of support do you offer to these people? So I come here, I'm interested in rabbit farming. I don't know the market. You know the market. So what kind of support are you going to offer me as someone who is starting in rabbit farming?
Yeah, this is the day-old question, isn't it? People in rabbit farming, past, present, and some who are considering going into it into the future, they have always had this question: where is the market? And I believe this is where the foundation of our business has been. Firstly, we went and we looked for the market, and we established those markets locally and beyond our borders. Also, we have created those markets in our own restaurant, which right now needs to expand into other areas of Harare and other areas of Zimbabwe, but currently we cannot expand because there is shortage of rabbit meat in the country. So anybody that wants to come into rabbit farming, I have to tell you, we are your first market. We need the rabbit meat. Through this, what we are calling the outgrower, outbreeder program, I'll explain it a bit later when we go to see the cage, but through this program, we are promoting people to farm rabbits just so that we can receive rabbit meat to sell in our restaurant as well as in our butchery division. And as we speak now, there is not even enough supply of rabbit meat. And I wouldn't have done justice to that question if I don't put a bit of perspective for you. One chain supermarket, I'm not going to mention them by name, they've got 10 branches across Harare. in their premium branches. We partnered up with them during the month of April, which is the Easter month. And because of the Easter Bunny theme, we partnered with a supermarket and we displayed these cages I'm talking about across all these 10 supermarkets, with the rabbits displayed in there, just to give that Easter feeling. Those who visited these stores will know who I'm talking about. But during that month, we established a very big appetite for rabbit farming. And when these farmers came through, we then empowered them with the cages, and they are already farming rabbits, and some of them have already started supplying back to us under this outgrower program. So yeah, the market's question, I wanted to give you perspective to say that these 10 branches of this one chain store, each one would require, as a minimum entry point, 100 rabbit carcasses per week. 100 by 10 branches is equal to 1,000 rabbit carcasses per week, which is equivalent to 1 ton of rabbit meat. This is just across 10 stores and per week. So the capacity that we have in our rabbitry is nowhere near that. And all the outgrowers that we have so much is nowhere near that ability to supply 1 ton of rabbit meat per week. That gives you a lot of perspective. Think about it. Because this is one chain supermarket with 10 branches. The same chain has got 82 other branches on their other retail chain. And then we've got other supermarkets outside this chain I'm talking about. Your Pick and Pays, your
ShopRite.
Yeah, there's no ShopRite in Zimbabwe, but yeah, there's other supermarkets like Pick and Pay. There's TM, we have partnered Pick and Pay. Then there's the Spa franchise. They also have a lot of branches across Harare and also across the country. So you can just imagine if 10 supermarkets would require 1 ton meat per week, what more with all these supermarkets now requiring meat? I think that brings the question of market to rest. The reason that these supermarkets have not issued contracts to rabbit farmers is because there is no consistency of supply. So we need to farm at a grand scale so that we can attack these markets in tiers. So to me, those tiers involve, at the bottom of the tier is the rabbit hole restaurants that we own. And then the next tier is the supermarkets, the hospitals, the hotels, the food industry, the other restaurants, and so forth. So we will attack these markets in tiers, but they can only be approached if we, as rabbit farmers, become more serious about farming, and to share and to see the vision that we have as the White Meat Company to grow the rabbit colony population in the country. And once we supply into the mainstream markets, then we can start talking about exporting rabbit.
All right. Wow, it's amazing to see the growth that you have experienced at the White Meat Company, the Rabbit Hole. The company is White Meat Company, the restaurant is the Rabbit Hole, right?
That's right, yes.
Yeah, so it's amazing to see all this growth, and I just love to see the success stories from the people that I interact with, and I'm just so glad that I was able to make a positive impact to your business. And that's my favorite. I just love it. I just love to see that people are excelling, that people are doing very well, simply because I shared a platform. I shared my platform with them. Anyway, so you also mentioned that you, even at this moment, you even have shortage of supply of rabbits to the restaurant itself. You need more people to be doing it. So this is actually a very interesting business opportunity for anyone who's ambitious. I mean, you can be in the diaspora, you want to, find a source of revenue or source of income for your parents back in Zimbabwe. So this is also a nice opportunity. You can set a rabbit cage.
Yes.
They can come here, pay for them. They come here, they learn. After they learn how to rear rabbits, you get them a cage. They get the food, feed them, and there's a ready market. He's going to buy the rabbit meat from your parents, and they'll have something at the end of the month. So I love that concept. I really love that concept. It's like kind of passive income. I don't know if I can call it active, passive, depending on how serious you take it. It can be an active or passive income for you. At this point, I'm very interested to see the new. I've seen a little bit of the design, but I've seen the new cage is actually more interesting. Can we go and check it out?
Absolutely, yes.
And then we can also go check out the outgrowers and see what you're doing with the outgrowers, right?
Yes, you can take a look. Perhaps we've got some near here. We can take a look at, we've got outgrowers as far, just to mention this, as far as Mashingo, as far as Bluey or Mutare. We've got outgrowers that have taken up this project and are doing it on a serious level. So yes, we'll take a look at a couple here in Harare.
Oh, so basically outgrowers are the people that are brightest thoughts on rabbit farming. They are farming rabbit and they sell rabbit meat late after maturity back to him. So come with us and let's take you to the new cage and also let's take you to the outgrowers.
Let's go. Come with me. So this is the we call this the 12DX or 12 Deluxe.
12 Deluxe.
Deluxe, yes. 12DX for short. This cage is designed as a business unit on its own, so that one can just buy this as a startup and then add on going from there. It's designed, we call it the 12DX because it has got 12 compartments, and in the first compartment we will put the male rabbit, or buck as we call it in the rabbit business, and then we give him 11 wives in the other 11 cages. The wives are called does in the rabbit business. So this male who mate with these 11 is capable of mating with these 11 does in just 3 days. He's able to mate with 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. Rabbits always like to mate when it's nice and cool. And then in the second day you mate with these 2, and then we go to the other 2 in the evening, and then the last 3 on the third day. Now, as you probably know by now, the gestation period for a rabbit is 30 days. So in 33 days, you receive at least 88 brand new babies. That is your produce. These New Zealand whites and Californians that we are farming are capable of throwing a litter of between 8 and 12. The minimum is 8. So if you get the absolute minimum of 8, it's 11 times 8, which is 88. And 88 is your produce. And in just 3 months, you're able to sell those as meat. And you start earning money. So when you win them off the mothers, that's when you, at that point, you need a second cage unit like this, which we call the 6DX. The only difference between the 12 and the 6DX is that the 6DX has got only one division through the middle. Hence, 6 compartments capable of housing up to 20 little ones up to slaughter age. So altogether, 20 by 6 is 120. So you can house 120 produce, and that is where your money comes from. So the job of the breeders, the 12 breeders, is to just make babies, make lots of babies, and those babies go into the winner's cage. That is your produce, and that is from where you get your sales stock and you earn money from. So this cage is designed in international standards, as you can see, and the rabbit gets access to water through this nipple at the back. At the moment it touches that, water comes through from the tank on top of the cage. When that valve is open, the water runs in the tube and then it drinks from the orange nipple. Each cage has got one fitted in there. And then the feed, the pellets go in here, and then the hay, we put in a hay manger and we put it and attach it on the side of the cage like this. So you put your hay in there. Did you know that the feed regime for a rabbit is 90% hay and 10% pellets?
Really?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
So we fill this thing with hay, and that comprises 90% of the rabbit's diet. That is why it is so cheap to raise a rabbit, and that is why rabbit farmers are making such a good profit per animal. So it costs less than $3 to raise a rabbit to slaughter age. That's right, less than $3 to raise a rabbit to slaughter age.
Wow.
It's actually calculated at about $2.60, but we want to be conservative so that you don't get lost in your projections. So we say $3 to raise a rabbit to slaughter age. And currently at the offer price, the wholesale offer price that we are giving, you make at least $4 profit per animal. So just imagine 88 times $4. I think that's $616. No. 88 times 7 is 616. Well, you can do the math, but the profit is nothing less than $400 per breeding cycle. And these animals breed 6 times per year.
What?
We breed ours 6 times per year, but they are capable of doing 8 cycles per year. So you can just use your imagination on how much you are capable of earning from this little animal called rabbit. So going further to describe the cage, we have these trays for ease of cleaning and for collection of manure. This is where you collect the manure from, and this gutter at the bottom is where you collect the urine from. We currently sell a bag of manure here for $4 for 50 kgs, and we sell urine at $2 for 5 liters. So again, you can then see how much you'll be earning from this business of farming rabbit. So yeah, this is all I can tell you about the cage now. It's made from steel mesh wire, so it means it's a lifetime investment. You can leave this for your grandchildren. All you need to do over the years is to just paint it and just keep it clean, and that's all you need. Awesome. African tigress, before we go out to see our outgrowers out there, perhaps let me share our details, because the last time in the last video a lot of people came asking for our contact details, so I would like to share the easiest way for them to get in touch with us. The quickest and easiest way is our WhatsApp platform, which has been automated to respond to certain questions. Like if you want to know about the outgrower program, it will send you a response accordingly. If you want to know about the cages, it will send you a response accordingly, and so on. So the WhatsApp platform number is +263 772 369. I will repeat that, +263 772 3369. That's our WhatsApp platform. You can also get hold of us through our Twitter platform. Follow us on Twitter @whitemeatcomp1, @whitemeatcomp1. That is our Twitter handle. Or you can look for us on Facebook by just typing in the White Meat Company, or on Instagram. But as I say, the quickest way to get hold of us is on that WhatsApp platform. Thank you. Now we go and we see an outgrower. Hi, so we're here now in Makuchete, Harare, where we are meeting with Conrad, one of our outgrowers in Makuchete. Conrad is an old buddy of mine. Hi, buddy. How are you doing?
Are you well?
Yes, I'm very well. So welcome to Conrad Granger's Rabbitry. You can ask him any question you want, and you will walk us through on what he's doing here.
Hi everyone, my name is Conrad Granger. Welcome to my Rabbitry project. Just to give you a quick rundown of how I started on this, purely by accident. After hearing a few people talk about it, I came across this video of my good friend Bright. He had started this project, and I asked him about it, and he sat me down, gave me a rundown of what was involved, and I was convinced. Here we are.
So, Mr. Conrad, how big is your rabbitry?
In here, I currently have 6 cages. In those 6 cages, currently I have plus 200 kits and weaners. And the project is going very well. It's expanding, and I'm looking forward to growing this to its full potential.
Why did you go for rabbits and not chicken, or the common things that we see people rear?
I really wanted to diversify and do something completely unique, something I hadn't tried my hand at before. And rabbit farming to me seemed like something that we are very much lacking. There's not much in the way of rabbit production in the country, in Zimbabwe. So there's a lot of potential purely because there isn't much supply.
Your rabbitry looks really good. If I would ask, how much does it cost to build a rabbitry like this one?
Okay, this particular shed, my first construction, was about 1.8, including all the labor, etc. I've learned a few more things, obviously, while I've done this. I think you could do it a lot cheaper by using wood. You'll see that everything here is done with steel. And yeah, I think if you used wood, you could probably bring your cost down to about 1.2, maybe a little bit less. But yes,
Wow. And what are you expecting to earn from all this?
um, I'm expecting this to be very profitable. Having done all the numbers, and it looks very good, which is why I've gone all out. As you can see, I started this with only 2 cages, and I've now got 6 cages in here, with the intention of expanding to fill up the entire shed.
Let's take this cage as an example. So what is happening here? I can see there's some numbers and labels. What exactly is happening here? If you could explain to us.
Okay, very simply, this is the breeder's cage. In each breeder's cage, the idea is to have one breeding buck, and the rest are all breeding does. On these feeders, you'll notice that each one has a number. These numbers all go back into our main management software, Rabbit management software, and that helps us keep track of feeding, mating, boxing. By boxing, I mean nesting boxes, which helps us to manage all the cages and all the animals.
Quite interesting. Would you tell us more about this application, please?
So, rabbit management software is provided to us by the white meat company. So, all the outbreeders slash outgrowers, once you get onto the program, are given access to the software, which is purely management of all the animals. It's very critical because as your numbers start to increase, it's very hard to keep track of ages, mating times, breeding dates, birthing dates, all that, kindling dates, sorry, not birthing. And the software is, I've found to be invaluable. It's critical. I've found it so useful. I can't imagine doing this without that software to help me keep on track, keep on top of everything.
So, Mr. Conrad, what can you say this rabbitry means to you?
I would say at this point, this has been a breath of fresh air for me. It's a project that I've really enjoyed getting into, and in fact, this coming to this rabbitry is it's like coming to a happy place for me. It's very peaceful, and I enjoy tending to these creatures and just watching this project grow and expand.
Do you have any words of advice to someone who is interested in starting rabbit farming?
I would say, what is stopping you? It's a project that, again, like I'm saying, for me personally, has been a breath of fresh air. I would highly recommend anyone who has a passion for any sort of farming, and if you're keen on getting into this, definitely worth trying. And I believe that the rewards will speak for themselves. Get in touch with the white meat company. They will give you all the information that you need. They'll help you through the learning process. They do host these seminars where there's a lot of valuable information that you won't get anywhere else, which comes from experience. It's all a learning curve. I still have a lot to learn, obviously. This is still in the early days.
Yeah, so there you have it. We are done. You've seen this outgrower. If you want to be one of the outgrowers for the white meat company, we are your first market. You will never run out of market. We have markets locked down, so you can come and talk to us, sit with us. We have all the time for you. You can attend our master classes and learn how to do this. before or even as you start your project, and we will show you how, and we can show you how to make it a commercial enterprise, how to make it a business, how to make money out of it, because at the end of the day, the whole idea is for you to make some extra money, some extra cash. And I guarantee you, if you come to the White Meat Company, we'll do all this for you, and you can also become an outgrower, a successful commercial rabbit farmer.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you truly enjoyed it and you learned something. Make sure you hit the like button, share this video so that you can encourage and motivate and inspire and learn. This channel is basically for all learnings and sharing people's stories. So I hope his story inspired you. Go ahead, share this episode, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.